So, what is actually a tissue of the body? Tissue is defined as an organized aggregation of related or similar cells, which are specialized to carry out some particular function. So, as we have studied cell, so when these cells, उनको जब इकट्ठा करते हैं in a proper manner, so then it becomes the tissue of the body. So all the tissue consists of cells with variable amount of extracellular matrix, which is also called as intercellular substance. Now the tissues of the body, they are further classified into four main types. Number one is the epithelial tissue, which we also call as epithelium. Then comes the connective tissue. Number three will be the muscular tissue, and then is the nervous tissue. So, what is actually epithelium? You should know its definition. Epithelium is actually defined as a collection of closely opposed cell with very small amount of extracellular matrix. So this is the definition which is usually asked, and you should all be knowing that when there are closely opposed cells are present just close to each other, and its collection is collectively called as epithelium. The epithelium is actually supported by with the underlying connective tissue, which but between them is present, that is between the epithelial cells and the supporting connective tissue, there is a layer of non-cellular material which is called as the basement membrane or the basal lamina. And what is its structure, that we will study in detail later on, but at present that you should be knowing that the basement membrane is actually made up of adhesive glycoproteins and collagen type 4 fibrils. So the basement membrane is actually a line on the upper side of which are the cells present, and below it is the connective tissue along with blood vessels, nerves, along with their blood vessels and nerves. So as we know that the epithelium is completely avascular, so it receives its nutrition and other oxygen through this basement membrane by the process of diffusion, while the carbon dioxide and metabolic waste products, they diffuse out from the epithelial cells to the blood capillaries which are present in the connective tissue through these through the basement membrane, and it is completely avascular. Now let's start with a few characteristics of the epithelial tissue in a more concise way. So first we should know that what is the cellularity. The cellularity, it consists almost of a similar type of cells. Then it is also present and covering the body surface, which is further divided into two major groups, the glandular epithelium and the covering epithelium. So the glandular epithelium is actually that which makes the secretory portion of the glands of the body, and also line their ducts, while the covering epithelium, it forms a continuous sheet consisting of one or more layers of the cell, and that covers the external surface of the body, the internal surface of the body cavities. So the covering epithelium also line the luminal surface of the tubular structures of the body, for example the blood vessels and the gastrointestinal tract. Then comes another characteristic of it, that is the polarity. This feature we will also discuss in detail once we have a some concept of the epithelium and its cells. So in the polarity, it has got an apical, basal and lateral surface. When you see the cell as a single entity, you see that it has got an apex, it has got a basal portion and lateral sides. So these are then called as the apical, basal and lateral surfaces. Then the cell of the epithelial tissue is actually resting on the basement membrane, and specialized cell contacts or junctions are responsible for making a communication with the next neighbor cell. So when collectively you see that the epithelial tissue is made up of cells. Now it has got different areas where it is present, that is the glandular epithelium and the covering epithelium. Then coming over to the polarity of the cell, what is it? That the cell has got different surfaces, and that is the apical, which will be facing towards the lumen, the basal, which will be facing towards the basement membrane, and the lateral surface is actually the relation between the two cells. And these cells, जो ये सारे cells हैं, हवा में नहीं मौजूद हैं. They are actually resting on the basement membrane. Now when they are resting on the basement membrane and 1, 2, 3, 4 cells, they are organized. These specialized cells are actually making contact and junctions with each other. Some of them will be more permeable, some will be more adherent to each other, and this feature we are going to study later on as the different types of cell junctions. Now another characteristic that we have already studied is that there are no blood vessels in the epithelium. It is completely avascular. And in my previous slide, I have told you that from where does these epithelial cells get their nutrition, or from where does they get oxygen, and from where does their waste products come out? Well, it is taking place, all these processes are occurring in the epithelial cells, and they are producing waste products as well. For their growth, they are needing oxygen and nutrition. So from where does it comes? It comes from the underlying connective tissue, which is containing blood vessels in them through the process of diffusion. Now another characteristic of the epithelial tissue is that it has got a regenerative power. The epithelial cells that we lose from the surface, they are replaced by the process of cell division from the basal or from the lower level. As you know, जैसे स्किन है, अब स्किन बार बार हमारी जो है रीजनरेट होती है, ऊपर वाली एक्सफोलिएट होती जाती है. अब अगर वो कहाँ से एक्सफोलिएट होगी? उसके सुपरफिशियल लेयर्स एक्सफोलिएट होंगे, और जो नीचे वाले सेल्स हैं, दे कंप्लीटली आर इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ डिविजन and they are replacing these lost cells. So I hope you are understanding the actual point that I am going, that I want you to understand. In this slide, again, I have discussed the characteristic of the epithelial tissue. The epithelial tissue forms a continuous sheet. It has got an apical surface. That is, all the epithelial cells, they have got a top surface that borders an open space. That is called as the lumen. So the apical surface is facing towards the surface is towards an open space, which is called as the lumen of a gland, or it can be of the GIT or intestinal tract, while the basal surface will always be towards the basement membrane. And the basement membrane is again separating these epithelial cells from the underlying connective tissue. And in this connective tissue are present the glycoproteins and the collagen type 4 fibers. Now again coming over towards another characteristic, that is the avascularity. that it is without blood vessels. It lacks blood vessels but is nourished by the blood vessels which are present, or the capillaries which are present in the connective tissue. Then the other characteristic is that it has got a regenerative and repair quality. Now, coming over to the function of the epithelial tissue one by one. Number one, we will be discussing protection. So, all the covering epithelium provides protection to the underlying connective tissue. And wherever the connective tissue is exposed to the surface, that is our skin, then the esophagus, your area in your mouth, they are all lined by the stratified squamous epithelium, because it has the this ability is most marked in the stratified squamous epithelium. So the stratified squamous epithelium of the epidermis, that is the skin, or present in the oral cavity, esophagus and vagina, are actually the examples of protection against mechanical trauma. Now, the stratified squamous keratinized epithelium of the epidermis also protects the body against drying, soaking and bacterial invasion. That is the function of the skin, which is protecting us from the sunlight. When an abrasion or injury occurs, it is protecting us from the entry of the bacteria or from the physical damage. Next come the function is the absorption. So the epithelial cells, they have got a selective function, that is the epithelial cells which are lining the small intestine. They have got absorptive epithelial cells, and their name is enterocytes. Entero means intestine, cytes means cells. So the intestinal cells have got a characteristic function, that is the absorptive function. They take up the appropriate materials from the lumen of the gut but leave the unwanted substance behind. Then comes another function, that is the function of filtration. Similarly, the epithelial cells of the kidney tubule, they selectively reabsorb the useful constituents which are present in the urinary filtrate, that is mainly water and sodium, and therefore prevents its loss of these substances from the body via the urine. So the protection, then comes the absorption through the small intestine, then comes the function of filtration, then there is another function which is the secretion. Different glands, you know, that the epithelial cells synthesize substance and pass them out onto the surface into the blood, or to an organized multicellular structures which are called as gland, which carry out their different function in the area where they are secreted. Then comes another function, that is the transport function. The mucus and the particulate matter are transported along the surface of the epithelium of the conducting respiratory passage, while the ciliated epithelium of the fallopian tube or the uterine tube, they help in the transport of the ovum from the, once the ova is produced in the ovary, then it enters into the fallopian tube. The fallopian tube has got cilia. From there, fertilization occurs, or whether no fertilization occurs, the ova will be transported from the fallopian tube into the uterus through the presence of specialized epithelial modification of the epithelial tissue, that is the cilia. So transport is another function. Then comes the sensory reception function. In this, the specialized epithelial cells, which are called as the neuroepithelial cells, they are present, and they are present in the areas of the internal ear and in the taste bud. When we will be discussing the classification of the epithelium, then you will come to know that what are actually neuroepithelial cells. So there are actually 6 main functions of the epithelium: protection, absorption, filtration, secretion, then excretion, then transport, and the sensory function through in the specialized sensory organs, which are the internal ear and the taste buds, and performed by the specialized cells which are called as the neuroepithelial cells. Coming over to the classification of the epithelium, which should be on your fingertips. The epithelial tissue is divided into three main categories: simple, compound, and glandular epitheliums. So, starting with the further when you are drawing, and there is another which is the specialized epithelium. So, coming over to the simple epithelium, number one is the simple squamous epithelium according to the type of the cell that are present. Then the simple cuboidal epithelium, that it will be formed by epithelium which will be consisting of only a single layer of cuboidal cell. Then coming over to the simple columnar epithelium and simple ciliated epithelium, and the next will be the pseudo stratified epithelium. Each of these entities will be discussed in detail separately. So, the epithelial tissue is divided, again I repeat, into a simple epithelium. Simple epithelium means that it is consisting of only a single layer of cell, and each cell will be having a free surface and a basal surface. I have told you the free surface will be facing towards where? It will be facing towards the lumen, and the basal surface will be resting on the basement membrane, while the lateral margins of the adjacent cells, they will be closely opposed to each other, and they will be held together by which adhesions or junctions? These are called as cell junction. So the surface of the cell will therefore give you a mosaic appearance. So the simple epithelium is divided into simple squamous epithelium, simple cuboidal epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, simple ciliated epithelium, and the pseudo stratified epithelium. Then coming over to the compound epithelium, the compound epithelium is further divided into two main types: stratified epithelium and the transitional compound epithelium. So the stratified compound epithelium is further divided into stratified squamous epithelium, stratified cuboidal epithelium, stratified columnar epithelium. So actually in the stratified epithelium, the epithelium will be consisting of two or more layers of cells, in which only the lowermost layer will be resting on the basement membrane. And we have further classified them into a stratified and a transitional, and the stratified compound epithelium is further divided into, again I repeat, stratified squamous epithelium, stratified cuboidal epithelium, and stratified columnar epithelium. Then there is a special type of stratified epithelium which is called as the transitional epithelium, and it has got its own area of location. It is located in the lower urinary tract. Another name for the transitional epithelium is urothelium, and because it has got a specialized function that I will be discussing when I will be discussing the transitional epithelium in detail. Then there comes the in the compound epithelium we have done. Then comes the third variety, which is the glandular epithelium. The glandular epithelium will be the one that will be discussed later on separately, and it will be lining the different glands. At this stage, I want to include two special varieties of epithelial cells. You have come across squamous, cuboidal, columnar, transitional, pseudostratified type of cells. Now, there are two special varieties of epithelial cells which are called as the neuroepithelial cell and the myoepithelial cells. Now, the neuroepithelial cells They are tall columnar cells, and they have microvilli, cilia or the stereocilia on their free surface, and they are present in the special sense organs like the taste buds, like in the internal ear, like in the vestibulocochlear receptor system. So these are the neuroepithelial cells. And where are the other type? That is the myoepithelial cells. Myo means muscle. Epithelial means the different types of aggregation of cells. So these cells are stellate or the star-shaped cells. And they have many processes in them. And why they are called as myoepithelial cell? Because they are containing the actin and the myosin filaments, which is giving them the characteristic name and the quality to contract. So the myoepithelial cells contract when they are stimulated by the neural or the neurohormonal signals. And where will be they found? They will be found around the secretory acini of the glands like salivary glands, lacrimal glands, sweat glands, mammary glands. Their contraction, when they are present just around an acini, what will be the function? When they contract the acini which is containing the secretion, it will push out that secretion into the duct. So there are two other types of special cells, which are the neuroepithelial cells and the myoepithelial cells. So as I know that you have done in your practical different types of cells, Dr. Zareen has made you see different types of cells under the microscope and how to draw them. So coming over to the type of epithelium, that is the simple. In the first diagram you see simple squamous epithelium. Then the second one is the simple cuboidal. They are composed of cuboidal cells. Then the columnar or the pyramid-like cells, these are the simple columnar cells. Then coming over in the second line, you see that there are the multiple layer of the cell. That is called as a stratified squamous epithelium. Then in the next diagram, you see stratified cuboidal cells epithelium, in which the cuboidal cells are lying just like small boxes, one on top of each. Then you see the columnar cells with different level of the nuclei, which is called as a pseudo stratified columnar epithelium. Then in the last slide you see that there is another type of arrangement of the cell, and that is called as the transitional epithelium, in which on the topmost layer, that is the apical layer, you see large dome shaped cells with a large nuclei in them. So that is the transitional epithelium. We'll be discussing each type of epithelium in detail later on, and I hope this lecture is clear to you. We have discussed what is tissue, then we came over to what is the different types of tissue in our body. Then we have picked one of them, that is the epithelial tissue called as epithelium. Then we have studied and the definition of epithelium, the different classification of the epithelial tissue, and different types of cells and the special types of cells which are present in it, the characteristic of the epithelium, and the function of the epithelium. I've closed my lecture over here. In the next lecture, we'll be discussing each of the cell in detail, type of epithelium along with its cell, its location in detail later in the next lecture. I hope it is clear. I will be giving you the assignment at the end of the lecture that you will have to complete, and you will have to send it on your BDS dissection WhatsApp group. There you will have to give me the assignment that I will mark your presence according to the assignment as I received after within 15 minutes of the end of the lecture. Otherwise, you will be marked absent. I hope this lecture is clear to you. Thank you for listening.